Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Tech Tip Tuesday. My name is Lauren and this week I'm going to share with you a few tips on organizing and naming your files. In college it is very important to stay organized, especially with your schoolwork. You don't want to lose your work because you can't remember what you saved it under and not be able to find a paper when you need it. So I'm going to share with you 8 tips on keeping your files organized. Tip number 1. Create folders and subfolders. So I've created folders for all of my classes, but then when I go into my advertising class, I also separate it into chapters, which helps me stay organized. Tip number 2. Dates should always be in the year, month, date format. So just like this 2017, January 6th. Tip number 3. Use capital letters for words and not spaces. As you can see, I've used advertising proposal and just capitalized the A and the P. But I do use an underscore to separate the date from the words. For tip number 4, use the 0 in front of numbers 1 through 9 because if you go to 10, 10 will be at the top and your files won't be organized the way you want them to be. So for example, you see here that I put the 0 and the 2 I don't. So if I create a new document and have chapter 10, and then do it by name, chapter 10 is going to be at the top, and where I would want chapter 1 to be at the top. For tip number 5, don't use special characters because some computers don't recognize them in file names. I know PCs and Macs recognize them differently. Also, number 6, don't use abbreviations that you won't remember later. And if you do use abbreviations, keep them in a file. That way you can, if you do forget, you can look back on it later. And my last tip, number 8, be consistent and be descriptive. So be consistent in what you're making your folders, your classes, but then be consistent and descriptive in the file names. I hope these tips come in handy and that they even inspire you to do some spring cleaning of your computer files and get organized. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.